Welcome back, folks.
Welcome back.
Hope you enjoyed those commercials. 2 food commercials.
They both looked amazing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I have to go by Casa de Tamales. I swear.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I tried one when they were here for Chuck's show, Central Valley Buzz, and I just loved it. And then Tower Dog, I go there at least once a week.
Really?
Yeah, I always try something new, but lately I think I like the California dog, but with a Polish sausage instead of the hot dog.
What's on the California dog?
You've got bacon, avocado, cheese. Oh.
Sounds good.
It's perfect.
Sounds like something we'd all have to try.
Yes, yes. Free advertising, not intentionally, but hey,
Woohoo.
I always talk
Whatever
about
works.
places I like, so.
There we go.
Exactly. Now, you've got some weather for us today?
Some weather. Today it's looking like we are looking at a high of 84. 84, folks. Right now it's about 78. Tomorrow, 89. Staying low. Even on Wednesday, 96. Okay, not as great as the 88, I know. But, it's still below the triple digits,
Definitely.
so it's still going to feel good. Unfortunately, though, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we are meeting the 100s once again. So we're looking at 102 for a couple days and then 101. So hopefully they won't go too far beyond that projected temperature.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's just the last little heat benchmark we have to hit.
And then maybe we'll kind of go back down. It'll be time for sweaters and blankets and hot chocolate and soup and all that good stuff.
All the stuff that's
can't
sitting
wait.
in my cupboard,
Yep.
unable to be used.
Waiting.
Well,
So exciting.
When the 4-year-old keeps saying she wants soup, but then says when it's time to eat, she says, too hot for soup, too hot for soup. And now she'll finally be able to eat it.
Yay.
Yay. Now let's go ahead and go to some briefs, guys. With the end of combat operations in Iraq days ahead, the President, in his weekly address, salutes our troops for their service and pledges to fulfill America's commitment to them as veterans. We now turn to the weekly address for more.
That's why, from the earliest days of my administration, we've been strengthening that sacred trust with our veterans by making our veterans policy more responsive and ready for this new century. We're building a 21st century VA, modernizing and expanding VA hospitals and healthcare, and adapting care to better meet the unique needs of female veterans. We're creating a single electronic health record that our troops and veterans can keep for life. We're breaking the claims backlog and reforming the process with new paperless systems. And we're building new Wounded Warrior facilities through the Department of Defense. But for many of our troops and their families, the war doesn't end when they come home. Too many suffer from traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder, the signature injuries of today's wars, and too few receive proper screening or care. Well, we're changing that. We're directing significant resources to treatment, hiring more mental health professionals, and making major investments in awareness, outreach, and suicide prevention. And we're making it easier for a vet with PTSD to get the benefits he or she needs. To make sure our troops, veterans, and their families have full access to the American dreams they've fought to defend, we're working to extend them new opportunity. Michelle and Joe Biden have forged a national commitment to support military families while a loved one is away. We've guaranteed new support to caregivers who put their lives on hold for a loved one's long recovery. We're funding and implementing the post-9/11 GI Bill, which is already helping some 300,000 veterans and their family members pursue their dream of a college education. And for veterans trying to find work in a very tough economy, we've devoted new resources to job training and placement. I've directed the federal government to hire more veterans, including disabled veterans, and I encourage every business in America to follow suit. This new generation of veterans has proven itself to be a new generation of leaders. They have unmatched training and skills. They're ready to work, and our country is stronger when we tap their extraordinary talents. New care, new opportunity, a new commitment to our veterans. If you'd like to send our troops and veterans a message of thanks and support, just visit whitehouse.gov. There you'll find an easy way to upload your own text or video. Let them know that they have the respect and support of a grateful nation. That when their tour ends, when they see our flag, when they touch our soil, they'll always be home in an America that is forever here for them, just as they've been there for us. That's the promise our nation makes to those who serve. And as long as I'm Commander-in-Chief, it's a promise we will keep. Thank you.
Oh, that was Obama, folks.
Yep.
You know, the president. And we apologize that for a while there we had no sound. Technical difficulties. Apparently someone forgot to let go of the mute button. That's
Let's not point fingers.
No, I'm not saying who. Am I?
It was me.
But that's no big deal. As long as you guys stayed with us, you guys got to hear the majority of what Obama had to say.
Yep.
And, you know, he talking about the great things that the soldiers did.
Yeah.
What was that noise, Sean?
That was YouTube.
Oh, that was the
Okay,
clip.
well, this weekend marked the anniversary of several things, not just the 50th anniversary of the Greek Food Festival. It also marked the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington, the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Last week, FEMA Deputy Administrator Rich Serino highlighted some of the many changes that have taken place at FEMA since Katrina. Here's a little video.
For FEMA. It may be hard to believe, but this Sunday, August 29th, will be 5 years since Hurricane Katrina made landfall on the Gulf Coast. Sunday will be a day of reflecting and remembering those that were lost and the lives that were changed by this tragic storm. It's also a day to take stock in the recovery process in the Gulf Coast and how far we've come as a nation at getting better prepared for hurricanes and other emergencies. At FEMA, we've made a lot of changes under the leadership of President Obama, Secretary Napolitano, and Administrator Craig Fugate. Those include coordinating with governors and local officials in all 50 states to ensure that they have the resources and support they need to be ready for all hazards. We've also pre-positioned commodities at strategic locations around the country and used pre-landfall emergency declarations to ensure a robust federal response, as well as give state and local officials access to needed resources when a storm's approaching. But it's important to remember that FEMA is not the team. We're just part of the team. That's why we're coordinating with all levels of government, as well as our partners in the private sector, faith-based and nonprofit groups, and most importantly, the general public, to make our community safer and more secure. You can find steps for you and your family to get better prepared at ready.gov. As Hurricane Katrina reminded us, we may not be able to control when a hurricane or other emergency strikes, but we can make sure we are ready.
All right, folks. We're back. I want to point out, we're going to have to cut a clip just for time's sake, but that although, you know, FEMA's been doing a lot of good things for Katrina, there's still a lot of people homeless out there. Many people without homes, without jobs, etc. There was something set up with the government where for 3 months the homeless would have a place to live, but they kind of missed out on that middle part of a job to be able to keep the homes. And without the jobs there, the people couldn't work. And these are people who want to take any job. Let's be honest here. They're willing to take anything. It's not like they're, I hate to say it, there are, for example, some of the homeless people that I've met, a couple of them in Fresno, actually, you offer them job, you offer them work, and they won't take it. There's a lot that do. But they're like these folks in Katrina, they want to work. There's no jobs. There's no businesses because they're all blown out, all destroyed by the hurricane. But hopefully, with the next few years, everything will be finished out there.